Hello guys, and welcome back again to the channel, and happy new year to everyone. I hope you all had a great celebration. This is 2025 and I'm kicking it off with my top 5 EQ that I use the most. This is obviously in no particular order, so I'll be going through the most 5 EQs that I use often in my mixes. Let's get into it. So here we are inside the door, and I'll be kicking it off with the first of my top 5 EQ, and this is in no particular order. So this EQ is obviously some I use more than the others. So the first one I'm going with is a Pultec style EQ. So, and the one I've often used lately is the UAD one. So this is it, guys. Obviously this doesn't need no introduction if you've been into the mixing scenery for a while. Pultec style EQs is revered for, so many things, if not for the gut that it brings to the sound, but the trick also that is got up the sleeve, whereby you can actually boost and attenuate the same frequency. So this is the first EQ on the top 5 list. So I use this on almost everything, from kick to bass to vocals, but lately I find myself using it more on the vocal and mix boss. So that is Pultec style EQ for you. So the next one on my list is obviously fans favorite, which is the FabFilter Pro Q3. So there's obviously a Pro Q4 that's come out now, but I am not going to upgrade. So I'll keep using this Pro Q3 because it does everything that I need it to do, and the newer features that's been added, I actually have other plugins that cover me on that area. So I'm sticking to Pro Q3 for now. This is the second on my top 5 EQs that I use the most. So obviously this one also doesn't need no introduction. It's a really good and easy to get your head around EQ that you can literally add as much band as you want. I'm not even sure how many you can add, but you know how some EQs limit you to like 7 bands or 8 or 4 or whatnot. This one I think you can add as many as, I'm not sure how many, but I never use more than 10. I think obviously if you're gonna throw more than 10 bands, then you might as well just grab another EQ and start again. So this EQ obviously sounds good as well. So this is FabFilter Pro Q3 in a nutshell. It does dynamic EQing as well, which is one of the reasons why I actually got it. Before I had this, I was using the F6 by Waves, and before the F6 I was using the TDR Nova, which is free dynamic EQ. But since I got this one, I sort of stopped using the other two. The only occasion that I tend to pull the F6 again is if I need a bit more control with the dynamic, because this one, the dynamic actually just happen. It doesn't give you option to tweak the attack or release, whereas the F6 allows you to tweak the attack or release. So when I need to be specific with what I want to grab, in terms of setting my attack and release to the vibe of the song, then I go for that one. But if I need just a general dynamic EQ or just EQing in general, I go for this one if I want a parametric EQ. So let's keep moving on. The third one on the list is BX Digital by Plugin Alliance. As you can see here, I mostly use this one for my mix boss, but sometimes on the vocal boss I'll throw the smaller version, because there's a BX Digital, the mix version, that I tend to use on vocal bosses sometimes, which is this. You see there's a mix version here, which is obviously this smaller one. I tend to use this one on vocal boss or music boss, but mostly vocal boss. But this one lives on my stereo boss every time, every day. Obviously either doing the mono maker, doing the stereo width, or adjusting some of the EQ bands to rebalance. This is, one of those EQ that does a lot on my mix boss. So the fourth one on my list is the good old, so it's the SSL Native Channelstrip 2. So this is it. I use this mostly for my vocals, for bass. I even have my presets, which I call bass clarity. So I use this mostly for bass and vocals, but I can use it anywhere, to be fair. Just that those are the two places I tend to reach for this when I need, you know, a bass to sort of have that humph, which I call bass clarity, or if I need my vocal to just, you know, sit back in the mix, I reach out for this. So the next one on this list is the Logic Pro EQ, to be fair, which you guys might say, why do I need to add Logic Pro? Because it's not an EQ that whoever is on another door cannot get, but I actually use it a lot. You know, this is it, just one click is there, you know. So I use this EQ a lot as well, especially, you know, when I need to shape something quickly with an EQ, because this is an EQ that I started with when I got into mixing. Then I didn't have any other third-party plugins, so I was literally into this. Why I gave up on it was mostly because it doesn't have dynamic EQ, but apart from that, I still love this EQ, you know. So in order, obviously, not to be too controversial, let's get another one that will replace this, because I do have other EQs that I could reach out for. And if I was to grab one of those, will be something like Fresh Air, which is also, you could say it's an enhancer plugin, but to me, I use it as an EQ. So I use it more of a two-band EQ, which is the Slate Digital Fresh Air. So this is your bonus one, obviously, as you can see, mid air, high air. So I use this more for if I want to brighten the mid band, throw this on. If you want the higher sheen, throw this on. So it's another free plugin which can be used as a free two-band EQ to sort of enhance things. If I have a sound that's dull, I'll quickly grab this and throw it on to sort of brighten it up if I don't want to mess about with an EQ. But another EQ that I've been using quite a lot now is the free Ozone 11 equalizer. So this EQ is free from Native Instrument. So I've actually been using this one as well, because it's got this option where you can actually EQ the transients separately from the sustain, instead of doing just the usual mid-side EQ left and right or stereo. This one actually give you transient and sustain. Why these ones were not on the top 5 is because I only just got this EQ not long ago. I think probably about 2-3 months ago, and I'm still incorporating it into my mixing stuff. So I had to go for the ones that I've used for nearly a year, or at least close to a year, that I know that I literally go for them, you know, often. That's why this one didn't quite make the top list, but I'm sure in the next couple more months, this will probably go ahead of some of those 5 EQs that I've already mentioned. But yes, this is another one if you want, obviously, something to also go to it. So as you guys can see, I've actually given you 2 bonus EQs. So I hope this is helpful, guys. On the next video, I'll probably go through my top 5 compressors, or should I say top 5 dynamics that I use most often on my mixes. And on the next one after that will probably be something like, you know, my top 5 resonance suppressors, or top 3 resonance suppressors. We can even go for my top 5 reverbs, you know, or delays. So, but on the next one will be top 5 compressors. Look forward to that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you've not done so yet. And also, if you like to, you know, discuss about your mix with me, do hit me up. Follow me on IG at Zany Pro 1. And also, if you would like me to mix your song, you can book me via engineer.com/Zany Pro. Join the membership also if you would like to see my full mix breakdowns, and also have option to speak to me one-on-one about your mixes and mix feedbacks. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye now.